Decorating a small space as a minimalist might seem easy, but like any area in the minimalist world, it has to be met with intention. So today, I want to show you how I decorate my space as a minimalist. First, choose a style that resonates with you. I recommend making a mood board, such as on Canva, to get a better visual sense of how you want your space to look. You guys already know that I love the clean, neutral look, but that doesn't mean you have to do that too. There are plenty of minimalists who use a lot of color and quirky pieces and lots of textures, and that's perfectly fine. There are no rules. So feel free to add color, lots of pillows, whatever you want. Just be sure you stick to that style and only keep decor pieces and furniture that fit that style. Second tip, think about the mood of the room. For me, I'll always gravitate towards having a space that's calming, grounding, and open. That's one of the reasons why I choose to keep my walls and most of my furniture white or light colored, because lighter colors open up the space more than darker ones. But because I also love black, I use black as accent pieces instead of part of my main color palette. Moving on to my third tip, decide what furniture and where to put them. Remember, a key minimalist rule is only owning what you use on a regular basis. For me, I didn't really have a choice on what to keep and where to put things for this specific space, so it was one less thing to have to think about. But if you have more space, think about function when it comes to where to put your furniture. For instance, you'll probably want to place your desk next to a window to get good lighting for work during the day. I knew I wanted a vanity area, so I used my pedestal table in this corner here, added some shelves for function to put my skincare stuff and makeup, and then chose a big mirror to add more depth to the small room as well. Next, choosing decor pieces. This is where a lot of people can go overboard. If you want to style your space as a minimalist, being intentional about what you bring into the space can take time versus just heading to a home goods and picking up a few random pieces. So be patient. Being that this is my third move in the last 8 months, I already have my essential pieces of decor items that follow me with every move. So I never have to go out and buy more things. And those are items that I really like and are special to me. For instance, my jewelry dishes, my gifted bougie candles, my plants, my wooden statue, and my art pieces that I've made myself. That being said, only keep items that are useful, bring you joy, and can stick around all year long. Skip the seasonal shit. Most of my decor was found at thrift stores and vintage stores. And not only that, I know that these pieces would go well in any space I decorate. Plus, a little goes a long way when you have items you really love displayed for you to enjoy every single day. Before I leave every morning and shut the door to my room, I take one look at it and it just makes me feel so happy and excited to come back to it later after a long day at work. That's how your space should make you feel. But that doesn't mean I choose to display all of my decor all at once. Depending on the size of the space, I might choose to use a few now and once in a while switch them out to freshen up the room without spending a dime. And if you want more tips on how to do that, check out my video, How to Fall in Love with Your Home Again. My next tip is where to display your decor. Now, this is the fun part. For my current space, I decided to put up this wall shelf to create more space without using up floor space, which can easily clutter up the room. Like I say in my last video, building up with shelves is a great way to utilize space without actually utilizing space, and a perfect way to display your decor. In terms of how to display items on shelves, think about how things are related by height and adding balance visually. So as you can see here, I'm able to fit quite a few things on the shelf without it feeling cluttered due to the spacing between the items as well as the height of the items balancing each other out to add visual appeal. And as I mentioned earlier, I like to use black as an accent color, so you're basically choosing a few pieces with that color and spreading it evenly around your room, but in small doses. I also had a lot of fun figuring out how to display my pillows. Because it's a twin bed, I wanted to replicate a couch situation like my previous room, but I had less pillows this time around. So I thought it'd be fun to do more of a lounge feel. And this is what I came up with. For now, it may change, who knows. Now, if you're using live plants, you also want to think about how much sun that specific plant needs, and that should decide where you place them too. Also, candles are an easy piece of decor to add some style to the room and make the room smell nice. And for my last tip, think about function when decorating. You want to be intentional about the designated areas of your room for your specific tasks and the coinciding decor. For instance, in my study area, I'll have my books displayed. In my getting ready area, that's where I'll place my jewelry dish. And by organizing your decor that way, it naturally and visually separates those areas for you, and of course, makes your room functional, which is an important aspect of minimalism. And a bonus tip, get used to empty spaces and corners. If you want to stick to the minimalist rule of only owning what you use or sincerely brings you joy, chances are your place will look a lot more empty than a traditional maximalist. For me, I had to get used to not filling up every corner of a room with something, whether that was a side table or a plant. It's okay. If you display things with visual balance, you'll notice that those empty spaces will work for you instead. Take this wall, for instance. My first instinct was to get a bigger frame to fill up the wall, but I decided to save money by using the frame I already had and placing it to the far right while keeping it the same height as this wall shelf to add balance without crowding up the wall, thereby making it feel like it's one cohesive unit. And that's how I decorate my space. Comment down below what your go-to style is when decorating a space. I also added a playlist in the description dedicated to organizing and decluttering your space. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more tips on how to live more intentionally. I'll see you guys later.